Hello people, this is Blinkk and you miss it. Welcome back to another episode of Kingdom Hearts 2. In the last episode, we got here to the harbor and in Port Royal and all that, and now we're ready to leave to go rescue Miss Swan.
You can release me. You have your trinket. I'm of no further value to you.
This is no trinket, Missy. This is cursed Aztec gold. One of 882 identical pieces they delivered in a stone chest to Cortez himself.
I hardly believe in ghost stories anymore, Captain Barbosa.
That's exactly what I thought. Buried on an island of dead, what cannot be found except for those who know where it is. Find it we did. There be the chest. Inside be the gold. And we took 'em all. We spent 'em and traded 'em and fritted 'em away on drink and food and pleasurable company. The more we gave 'em away, the more we came to realize the drink would not satisfy, and food turned to ash in our mouths. We are cursed men, Miss Turner. Compelled by greed we were, but now we are consumed by it.
How very sad for you.
There is one way we can end our curse. All the scattered pieces of the Aztec gold must be gathered and restored to the stone chest. And the blood of every soul who touched a piece of the treasure must be repaid. Miss Turner, for 10 years we've searched every league of these waters, every town and village, preying on sailors and settlers alike. 881 pieces we found, but despaired of ever finding the last. All those years, you've been safe in your bed, reading your pirate stories, dreaming of adventures in the high seas. We've endured torments worse than death itself. But now, thanks to ye, we have the final piece at last. When this medallion is restored to the chest, we'll be free to roam the seas as men. No longer will we be ghosts.
And the blood that's to be repaid?
That's why there's no sense to be killing you. Yet. You see, the moonlight shows us for what we really are. We're not among the living, and so we cannot die. But neither are we dead. I've suffered too long. You'd best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. For you see, tonight, you're in one.
And with that, we are on the Interceptor itself, out on the high seas. And I have to say, this is a really, really cool place to be. There's a lot of stuff we can examine and just find out about. This cannon installed with great care, blah, blah, blah. Just a whole bunch of different things here. But specifically of interest to us for the moment is to go down here. Because down here is where the Moogle's at, as well as where the Adamant Shield, the Chain Gear, the Victory Bell, and the Hammer Staff are. Now, the Victory Bell, which I kind of wonder if that's a if that's an intentional reference to Pokemon, kind of. But I think what we're gonna do is let's go ahead and hand over our synthesis material. There's some recipes here, free development, blah blah blah. Okay, I want to go ahead and do some selling. I want to go ahead and sell some stuff here. Because we don't need that. We don't need that. Let's let's go ahead and use the money we just got to buy the chain gear for Goofy, I think. Well, you know what? Let's get the victory bell for Donald first. And we'll worry about the chain gear for Goofy later, I think. These are just the next step up as far as Donald and Goofy are concerned when it comes to their items. So we have the comet stuff, and there's the victory bell. Okay. Let's go ahead and sell the other stuff that we had. Maybe we'll have enough for Goofy's item. I don't think so, actually. I don't think we will, but it's worth a try, ain't it? Nah, just 100. That's okay. And I think now we're going to go ahead and use that AP boost that I talked about earlier. And there we go. There you go, Sora. Let's look at what new abilities we've got. We have Slapshot, rapidly attacks a target. That sounds pretty good. I don't use summons, so auto summon's useless to me. Let's see. Magic lock on. Automatically locks onto a target. That's pretty useful. That is more useful, though. I think we're going to use item boost from now on. And we may use magic lock on later, because there are going to be some fights where we're required to use magic later on. Let's see. Donald. Auto limit. I don't like doing that because there's battles where reaction commands are very important. This basically would make us go into our limit forms constantly, which would be kind of annoying if we weren't specifically controlling it. Goofy Tornado is pretty good. So I think now that we've done all that, I think we are pretty solid when it comes to all of our abilities and items and everything. There's Wisdom Form, Valor Form, etc. Something I'm going to make a note of as well is your different forms that you access, you level them up in different ways. Valor Form, I believe, is governed by the number of times that you hit an enemy while in Valor Form is how you level up. Higher levels of different forms will give you different abilities. Some of those abilities will eventually become permanent abilities that you gain in the normal course of gameplay. For example, later on it's possible to fly using some of the forms, and if you get those levels high enough, you can use that flying ability in normal gameplay. That's sometimes required for some of the treasure chests and things like that. I have never really spent enough time in special forms to get any of that. But just know that it's there, okay? And then Wisdom Form, I believe, is governed by the number of orbs that you pick up from defeated enemies in Wisdom Form, I believe. I could be wrong about that, and if I am, please let me know in the comments. But I think that's probably what it is, I believe. And with that, we just have Jiminy's Journal. But what I want to do is, it's been a long time since we have looked at any of this stuff. We have, you know, all this here. We have all the different characters, Twilight Town, and all these places. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all the new icons on all these. Okay, now that I have cleared out most of those things, we do have access to looking at all of these different Heartless forms that we have not yet looked into. And I think we're just going to take a very brief look at each of these. This is the Dark form that was in Beast Castle. This is its first form. There's a Possessor, Thresholder. These are all from Beast Castle, mostly. Creeper Plant, Hot Rod. These are the things I really, really hate. These are the ones that were in Timeless River I can't stand. Aeroplanes. There's a ton of them all over the place. There's large bodies. We haven't encountered any new nobodies, but that's not going to be the case for long, okay? We're going to be encountering a lot more nobodies in the future, just letting you know. But with that, I think that we have done just about all the prep work that I want to do before we start things off. So, and I know this is going to be a pretty short episode, but let's go ahead and save the game. Okay, and now that we have saved the game, let's go ahead and make our way back up to the deck. And let's go talk to Mr. Jack Sparrow. You want to catch the Black Pearl, right? If so, stop moseying around and let's go. This is kind of a cool little concept here in Port Royal, which is that you choose which locations you want to sail to. So let's go ahead and go to the Black Pearl. Uh-oh. Okay, well, it seems we got ambushed by a bunch of Heartless. This happens a lot, just letting you guys know. It's not uncommon for this to happen, actually. It's annoying, but yeah. So, this happens pretty much all the time, actually. Pretty much every time you go sailing, this is going to happen at some point. You're going to get ambushed and have to fight these guys again. But this is another example of what I was talking about earlier. This guy can only be defeated when he's in the moonlight, and there's only little patches of moonlight here and there on the ship, so he's invulnerable some of the time that he's on the ship when you're fighting him. Why are you so fixated on that compass? It'll be she that leads us to the Isle de la Muerta, where Barbosa's headed, savvy? How do you know? Ah, lad, he and I once had our eyes on a treasure, Aztec gold. 'Twas hidden on the Isle de la Muerta, but he turned traitor and stole my ship. So he's after that treasure then? Treasure's already his. The curse is upon it. I have no desire for such treacherous spoils, but I will have back what's mine, the Black Pearl. You lads wait here. Young Turner and I will rescue the lady. Hey, what about us? You're to guard the ship, of course. It's a task given only to the bravest pirates. Alright. I love how Jack is, like, patronizing them like they're children. Oh, gosh. Which I guess they kind of are. I mean, Sora specifically, but I don't know. Guard her well. Shall we? I just always thought that was kind of funny how Jack is like... I don't know, it's kind of a nice thing of Jack that he's kind of defending them. I think he was just trying to fast talk us. And you fell for it. What's keeping those two? They sure are taking their time. If Pete's hanging around, there must be Heartless here too. And Jack and Will aren't used to fighting Heartless. Let's go see. Alright, Jack is out of our party. Which is a shame, because he's a really powerful fighter.
Every last piece that went astray, we have returned, save for this. And now, the blood will be repaid to free us from this curse forever.
Uh-oh. Well, it seems like Elizabeth is in danger. But I think that we're going to go try and rescue her next time, guys. So, until then, thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next episode. This is Blinkk and You Miss It, signing out.